At least a few days went by, and Murray was still working on the transwarp machine back at Erickson. So it was taking a bit longer than ever for everyone to thought that he would finish his invention. Dorothy was doing her own thing in the front of the school. She was looking at one of Ten's drawing pictures that he drew for her. She liked to look at them, so much that she started to draw pictures herself. "Dorothy, you in here?" Anthony called from the front doors of the school. "Greg and I wanted you to get in to help with something." "What would that be, Anthony?" Dorothy asked. "You'll see. Come here," Anthony replied. This got Dorothy to follow her friend inside the school. Once they were inside the school, they approached another room, which happened to be in the music room. Lewis was there with the rest of the Wiggles, along with Henry the Octopus, of course. "Hey, Dorothy, Anthony sent you to go get something," Greg said. "Why is that?" Dorothy asked, still confused at what was going on. "Well, you know, since Minerva has breast cancer and we don't know how much longer she has left," Murray began to speak, "we decided to perform our concert of our own in our universe, but we'll need Captain Feathersword and his pirate crew and Wags with us." "Yeah, but perhaps Lily could join us. She is the captain's girlfriend after all," Lewis said. "I like that idea. It's sad to see people have cancer at such a young age," Dorothy said. "How's the transwarp machine coming along, Mari?" Jeff asked Murray. "It's almost done. It may take at least another few days. I think I have happened to run into some technical issues, but I am working on getting them fixed up," Murray reassured Jeff. "I hope Minerva will be alive by then. It is the early stages of cancer from the last time we heard. I'm not sure what stage she's in, but hopefully we can do a concert for her before it's too late," Dorothy said, worried about how much longer Minerva would be around since the shocking news of her having cancer spread like wildfire. While at the pier of the boat, Captain Feathersword was watching Wags on a raft loading supplies onto a dock. Wags was sent to do some scavenging items to which Captain had helped with his best friend. He had praised his best friend as the dog hugged his friend. Lily was watching the two from the top deck of the boat. While she was watching her boyfriend with Wags doing their work, she really wanted to do something for her boyfriend, but just couldn't come up with any ideas on what she wanted to do. Minerva, along with Dorian, were with Lily on the deck. They also watched Wags and Captain Feathersword doing their work. "What's up, Lily?" Dorian asked. "I want to do something for him. Now that we're officially a couple, he's done so much for me that I want to do something for him. But the only problem is that I really don't know what I can do for him," Lily answered. "Have you ever considered him and you sharing the same room? Not saying you have to, just a suggestion," Minerva stated an idea. "Are you saying that I could sleep with him?" Lily questioned. "Well, isn't that what all couples do?" Minerva replied a question while questioning Lily. "I guess that could work. I have no idea. I've never slept with everyone before I've dated, but in fact, I wasn't into dating when I was younger," Lily stated. "I do understand. Maybe you could work on rearranging your bedroom?" Minerva questioned, kind of giving Lily an idea of what she was saying, and Lily instantly knew what she was saying. "That's an idea. My room on the boat is big enough for two, so maybe that could work. If he wants to. I won't force him, though," Lily stated. The next day went by and Captain Feathersword was led by Lily somewhere after breakfast. At first he was confused as to what was going on. "Close your eyes, Captain Feathersword. It's a surprise," Lily said, confusing the pirate. But since Lily told him to keep his eyes shut and that she'll lead him there, he knew something was up. Not in a bad situation kind of way, but kind of a surprising way. "Where are you taking me to?" Captain Feathersword asked as Lily led the way towards the doors of the bedroom. "Can I look now, me hearty?" "In 1 second. Just keep them closed a little longer," Lily said, opening the door to her bedroom, then pulling her pirate friend inside. "Captain Feathersword, this has been something I've been working on for a few days now. I think it's time I show it to you, and I hope you understand that I'm not the best at giving gifts, so bear with me." "Okay, Lily, so can I please open my eyes now?" Captain Feathersword asked as he walked inside Lily's room. She then opened up the curtains. "All right, Captain, You may open them now, Lily answered, giving Captain Feathersword the right to open his eyes. This type before him was a bedroom that looked like a couple would sleep together. There was a huge bed that Lily slept in, but made some changes into her room. He even saw how neat and tidy it was. Lily was making an offer that no pirate could refuse, depending on if the woman was attractive. I've never been inside your room, Lily, Captain Feathersword stated. I was hoping we could both, Lily started, but she paused mid-sentence, unsure of what to say. I'm not trying to make it sound awkward or anything, but I was hoping we could both share a bedroom together. Are you saying we could both sleep here in the same room? Captain Feathersword questioned. I've never slept with a woman before, as in dating one. If I pushed you a bit far in our relationship, I do apologize for that. It's just that we could both trust each other now, and if you want to wait for this step, we can hold it off for now. I know it's a big step in our relationship and all, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, Lily stated. I'm fine with it, me hearty. In fact, you're the one I trust the most as my friends as well, Captain Feathersword answered, hugging Lily. You have nothing to be concerned about, except for the walkers, but that's besides the point. So you're fine with us both sharing a room together? Lily questioned. Yeah, me hearty, I'm fine with that, Captain Feathersword said as he kissed Lily's forehead. Back at Ericson boarding school, the Wiggles, along with their friends, have discussed it on how they can bring the concert to Minerva so she can see it for herself. That way she'll get to see it in person, like before her breast cancer takes over and she slowly passes away. Clementine liked the idea, and she herself supported the idea. Soon everyone was on board with it, and they liked the idea. I sure hope that transport machine is made and fixed up, Clementine said. Since Minerva's cancer's at the early stage, we gotta make this concert the best while it lasts. Murray says that he'll test it out as soon as he can, Violet replied. I got it! Murray called out from the never room. Clem, Vi! Murray said he's got it. It looks like the transport machine is ready for testing. Lewis ran into Clem in AJ's room to get Violet and Clementine. The two followed Lewis into another room inside of the boarding school. Once they got there, everyone gathered around to see Murray's transport machine. Is it working finally? Dorothy asked. Yep, and I've just tested it on AJ. He's testing it, Murray answered. Then AJ appeared beside Murray from the transport machine. All ready to go. You guys can have your concerts now, AJ said happily. Not without Wags the dog or Captain Feathersword and his pirate crew, Greg replied. If we could convince Lily to let Captain Feathersword along with Wags and the pirate crew to let them go to this concert. It won't be a permanent thing. Maybe Lily can let him do the concert with us or something, Anthony suggested. With that raider bitch? I'm not sure about that, Lewis started, only to get elbowed by Violet. Do not call Lily that, Lewis. Plus, she's with the captain, and I know they're together now and dating, Violet said sternly, while giving Lewis a glare that meant him to keep his mouth shut. You didn't have to elbow me, you know, Vi, Lewis retaliated, to which the argument was soon cooled down by Jeff. There has to be something we can do to get them to come with us, Jeff stated. But how can we do that? Anthony asked. Let's think about this, and we'll find a way, Greg said, as everyone started to think about their plan in hopes to convince Lily to let Captain Feathersword, Wags, and the pirate crew go to the concert. It was around 10 p.m., and Lily was sitting on her side of her bed that she and Captain Feathersword were now sharing, since they both were sharing a room. Lily was feeling a bit emotional and was in a wreck. She was missing her dad since he died in the meat locker back in St. John's Dairy. Captain Feathersword walked into their bedroom to hear Lily crying. Not only he was confused by her crying, but it was breaking his heart as well. In most situations when someone was crying, Captain Feathersword saw it. He would break down and cry with them. However, seeing Lily cry for the first time in God knows how long, it's been a while since she had a cry. He walked over towards Lily and sat down beside her on her bedside. He placed a hand on her shoulder. Lily was startled by this, since she wasn't expecting the pirate to be beside her. Go away, Lily muttered. She wasn't aware that Captain Feathersword was there. I said to get the fuck away! Lily snapped as she pushed Captain Feathersword away from her. He stumbled backwards towards the cabinet with his back hitting the doors. "Oh my God, Captain, I am so sorry!" Lily cried out. Captain Feathersword was startled by Lily's outburst, but he was also wondering why all of a sudden she screamed at him. "Lily, why did you snap at me?" Captain Feathersword replied as he gained his composure. "I'm sorry, Captain Feathersword. I didn't know you were in the room. I'm just really emotional. Sorry that I snapped at you. I didn't know you were in the room," Lily said as she sniffled some sobs. "I didn't say anything. I was afraid of startling you because when I walked in your room, I didn't want to scare you. I also didn't want to scare you that way," Captain Feathersword replied. "My back's okay, but you did a pretty damn strong push to me, though." "I sometimes don't realize how strong I am," Lily said as she started shaking a bit from nearly hurting her boyfriend. "Why were you crying, Lily? I want to know why you were crying. It isn't like you to cry," Captain Feathersword said as he sat down with Lily on her bedside. "It's about my dad. I still miss him. If he didn't have a heart attack back at the dairy, he would have still been here." Lily sobbed as the friendly pirate hugged her. She had never cried this hard since the day her dad died. It was painful for her to talk about her dad when she was in an emotional state. She held on to Captain Feathersword's pirate vest as she cried. "I'm sorry about your dad, Lily. My parents are somewhat still around. I just haven't seen them in a long time," Captain Feathersword said calmly. "Can you tell me the full story on it, like what happened at the dairy?" "Since you only saw a bit of what I wrote in the journal before I snapped at you that one time, I guess I could tell you since I could trust you now, Captain," Lily said, calming herself down from crying so she can explain what happened at the St. John Dairy. "Back in the group in Macon I was in, we were running low on food. It got so bad we had to ration it, and it was making everyone cranky. I was not only hungry but stressed and paranoid, and I was even doing my best to look out for the group. Some people didn't even give a shit about what I do," Lily started. "That sounded rough," Captain Feathersword commented. "It was, but it wasn't until my group met Andy and Danny St. John. They said they had food, so we sent a few people to check the place out. Once Carly and Ben returned with the basket of food, they both guarded the motel while I and the rest of the group head over to the farm. It was a pretty good damn setup for dairy farmers, anyway," Lily continued. "When we got there, a guy named Kenny started to sense something suspicious with what was in the barn. So he and his buddy Lee went to go and investigate. At dinner time, it was all normal until Lee headed upstairs. They seemed like they were hiding something as a way to lie. And pirates, we do not lie," Captain Feathersword said. "Glad you don't lie, but the St. John's were hiding something, so Lee headed upstairs since something odd was going on. When he got to the bedroom and opened the bathroom door, he saw one of my people named Mark with his legs chopped off. As soon as he realized that they were about to eat his legs, Lee rushed into the dining room and stopped us. He also confronted the St. John's for it. It was revealed that the St. John's were cannibals," Lily replied. Her story was starting to get very unsettling for the friendly pirate. But, however, he was able to tolerate it and handled the story very well. "If I was in that situation, I would have confronted those people," Captain Feathersword stated. "I know you would, but for a pirate with a personality as a teddy bear, you do have one side that no one wants to see from a pirate, especially a friendly one, and attractive one." Lily kissed Captain Feathersword's cheek as she continued her story. "The St. John's threw me, my dad, and a few others in a meat locker in the barn. My dad was yelling non-stop to demand them to let us out. I was trying to tell him to calm down due to his heart condition. And I guess all that yelling did trigger the heart attack that he did," Captain Feathersword said. "Yes, and when he collapsed, me along with Lee tried to perform CPR on him. However, Kenny had other plans. While Lee and I were trying to revive my dad, Kenny dropped the salt block on his head, crushing him." Lily sighed while silent tears streamed down her face. The flashback reveals back into St. John's Dairy. "Is he breathing at all?" Lee asked as he headed over to Lily's side to help her. No, I don't think so," Lily exclaimed in worry and fear. "Okay, let me take over. You keep checking his pulse," Lee instructed, as he then began to give Larry CPR while Lily checked his pulse. "You're fucking worthless, Lee!" Kenny cursed as he smashed Larry's head with the salt lick block. Blood and brain matter went all over where Larry's head was. Lily was even covered in his blood as she looked at her dead father's smashed up head. "No!" Lily cried while sobbing. "Kenny, what the fuck?" Lee said. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It had to be done," Kenny replied. "You don't know that," Lee snapped. "Yes, I do, Lee. I was counting on you, man," Kenny replied. Then he sighed as he walked back over towards Lily. "I'm sorry, I know it's..." Kenny was then cut off by Lily, suddenly snapping at him. "Don't you fucking touch me," Lily snapped back, while hearing Clementine crying not far from where she was. End of flashback. Lily started to cry again. It really hurt for her to talk about her father's death in the meat locker. If she was to go back in time, she might have been able to save her father, but, however, there was nothing she could do. Now you know how hard it is for me to tell this story. It's very upsetting for me to tell anyone about my father and on how he died. Lily sighed. "I don't blame you. If that ever happened to anyone I'm close with, I'd feel the same way you do," Captain Feathersword comforted Lily. "When I first met you, Captain, I have to admit that some of the pain from my father's death had taken a toll on me and my temper. But since you saved my life as I saved yours from the walkers, we have started to become more open about our problems. I'm just so thankful that you're in my life. I don't know where I would be without you by my side, and your friends," Lily said, drying the last set of her tears that they streamed down her face. "Everyone needs a good cry once in a while, Lily. I understand how you feel," Captain Feathersword replied. When Lily and Captain Feathersword both laid down together on their bed, the two started to cuddle close together. However, there was something that Lily wanted to ask the friendly pirate. Something that she's been wanting to ask him for a while. "Captain, if I may, can you do a request for me?" Lily asked. "Anything for my lady," Captain Feathersword answered. "All right, since it's nighttime and well, I kind of want to do something, but I don't want to force it on you, if you're not ready for it," Lily stated. "If you and your friends go back to Australia, would it be okay if I go with you, if something happens to my group? I'd love for you to come in with me and my friends. I was going to ask as too, but was too nervous to ask," Captain Feathersword said as he begins to passionately kiss Lily. "There's another thing I want to ask you. Would you make love to me tonight?" Lily questioned. "You don't have to say yes if you're not ready for that part of our relationship," Lily sighed. "I know it's a big step and all, but I'm ready whenever you are." "I've never done that before, Lily. Being a pirate, I've never done anything like that," Captain Feathersword said, while his thoughts were wondering if he was ready for that big step in a relationship with Lily. "I've never done it before either, but I think we should embrace this moment for it," Lily replied. She started to passionately kiss Captain Feathersword back as the two began making out in their bedroom that night. An hour has passed since the two made love together for the first time. Both Captain Feathersword and Lily were asleep, while exhausted. Wags was on night duty until he saw a crack through the door of Lily and Captain Feathersword's bedroom. The two lovebirds were sleeping peacefully. "You lucky pirate," Wags said with a smirk, as he then walked away from the bedroom before he headed off for sleep for the night.